Hello, it's Jozay Longden here, and it's Wednesday, 13th of May, and welcome to my meditation. So thank you again for tuning in and listening to what I have to talk about. And I'm just wondering, how is your meditation practice going? The feedback I'm getting is a lot of my clients are really looking forward to these sessions. These sessions are a way of just taking a little time out for themselves, time for them to relax, get into their bodies, learning to focus their attention. So how are you enjoying the series? So again, please send me a text. Let me know how you're going. Let me know what you're enjoying about this. And also, how are you going with sitting with those uncomfortable feelings? Feelings such as loneliness, emotional pain, anxiety. Are you starting to get a little better at it? So again, before we start today, grab your favorite oil. And today I've chosen Clary Calm. So grab your favorite oil. And just inhale. And just allowing the breath with the essential oil to reach every single cell of your body. I'm finding this oil very calming. Of course I would. It's Clary Calm. So again, just inhaling, allowing your breath into every single cell of your body, infusing every cell with that sense of calmness. And set your intention for today's session, whatever that might be. So again, today's session, I was thinking we can talk about attention, because quite often I'm asking people to focus their attention on the breath. I'm also asking people to notice where they place their attention. And attention is really the actual whole premise behind mindfulness. And so I thought today I might just go back to basics and just talk to you about mindfulness. What is mindfulness? So the definition I'd like to use for mindfulness is the definition I most like is Jon Kabat-Zinn's definition of mindfulness, and he describes mindfulness as the awareness that emerges through paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally to the unfolding of experiences moment by moment. So essentially, mindfulness equals awareness. Awareness equals attention. So if we are paying attention, we are being mindful. With this definition of mindfulness, there are three active components, and those are paying attention on purpose, which means we are actually choosing where we place our attention. And we're choosing to place our attention, pay attention on purpose, which means we're telling our mind where we want to focus our attention. We're choosing to pay attention in the present moment, not in the past and not in the future. And quite often when we do think about the past and the future, it can lead to mental health issues, because often depression can be when we linger our thoughts on painful memories of the past. And often depression is anxiety is when we start to focus on things that we want to worry about that haven't happened yet. And then also attention is non-judgmental and accepting. So that's the third active component of this. When we pay attention, we are curious as opposed to being judgmental. We are not critical about the things we notice. Like, oh, my dog is barking. I hate the sound of that bark. Again, oh, isn't it curious? My dog is barking. So there's a difference between being judgmental and being curious with our minds. So mindfulness, the three components are that it's active attention. We're paying attention on purpose in the present moment, so not in the past and not in the future. and also being non-judgmental to the unfolding of experiences, moment by moment. So seeing as attention is such a pivotal part to all of this, I thought I would just do a meditation today. And this meditation is based on the Wheel of Awareness. And again, this is work adapted from Dan Siegel, who is a fantastic neuropsychologist. I love his work. And he really focuses on brain, what's going on in the brain. So let's do this Wheel of Awareness, which is adapted from Dan Siegel. And so again, get into a comfortable position. Have your meditation posture ready. And again, it might be, if you're sitting up, in a posture that makes you feel alert, yet rested at the same time, comfortable. And again, make sure your spine is elongated and your head is like a balloon that just rests lightly on the top of your spine. Or if you're lying down, make sure you're lying down and there are lots of points of contact between your body and the floor or the bed if you're lying on the bed. Legs uncrossed, arms uncrossed, so no part of your body is crossed. So just get yourself settled. And just allow yourself to establish a sense of purpose. And again, making sure you are very, very comfortable. And you can do this practice with your eyes open or your eyes closed. And again, whatever is more comfortable for you. And now focus your attention onto your breath, on where you feel your breath most naturally. And again, this could be feeling the coolness of the air as you breathe in through your nostrils, or maybe the expansion of the chest on the breath in, or the expansion in the abdomen. So wherever you feel the breath most strongly, just focus your attention on the breath there, riding the wave of the breath in and out, knowing that sensing the breath brings you to that deep place of clarity beneath the surface of the mind. And imagine now letting go of the breath as the focus of attention. And imagine that you are in the hub of the Wheel of Awareness. And so think of this as a bicycle wheel. And the hub is the center of that bicycle wheel. And the hub represents the sense of knowing. Whereas the rim of this wheel represents that which can be known. And a spoke that goes from the hub, which is in the center, to the rim, that spoke is the focus of our attention. And so for this Wheel of Awareness practice, we will be going through a review of the rim, and we will be exploring different aspects of what can be known and what can be experienced in the inner subjective world of the mind through the focus, the active focusing of our attention on different aspects on the rim of the hub. So now letting the breath go and being in the inner hub of the wheel. And imagine now sending the spoke from the hub to the first segment of the rim. And this is the segment that takes you to the senses that connect you with the external world. So now let's begin with the sense of hearing. And let sound fill your awareness. Whatever you can hear right now in the room you are in. And now moving the spoke over to the sense of smell. Letting odours fill your awareness. What can you smell right now? And now moving the spoke over just a little bit along the rim, now this time to the sense of sight, and let light fill awareness. And now moving the spoke over to another one of our senses, this time the sense of taste. Letting taste fill your awareness. Maybe you can taste that last drink you had. Maybe you can taste your afternoon tea. And now moving the spoke over to the sense of touch. And letting this sense of touch fill your awareness. Skin touching clothing. Touching the chair you're sitting on, the floor. Skin touching skin. And letting the sense of touch fill your awareness. And now taking a bit of a deeper breath. And imagine moving the spoke over from the first segment of the rim, moving it now to the second segment of the rim. And this is the segment of the rim that represents the interior of the body, the sensations of the muscles and the bones, the sensations of the internal organs. So let's begin with the facial regions, with the muscles and bones of the face. And let those sensations fill your awareness. And then bringing in the sensations from the top of the head. And then from the back of the head. The sides with the ears, and then from the muscles and bones in the neck and the throat. The sensations of the jaw, where we can often hold a lot of tension. And now letting the sensations of the muscles and bones in the neck and shoulders fill your awareness. And streaming attention now down both arms, from the shoulders to the elbows. Elbows to the wrists, and the wrists to the ends of the fingers. And now bringing attention and awareness to the bones in the upper back and the chest. And then the lower back, and now the abdomen. And now bringing attention to the hips and streaming attention down both legs from the hips to the knees to the ankles, and the ankles to the ends of the toes. And now bringing attention to the pelvic regions and letting the sensations in this region fill your awareness. And now bringing attention to the intestines, beginning in the lower abdomen, and then letting the sensations be felt in the stomach. The higher abdomen, letting these sensations fill your attention. And then moving attention upwards to the interior of the throat. And now bringing the attention to the interior of the lungs, letting these sensations fill awareness. And then centering attention in the heart region. And now letting attention widen to bring your attention to the whole of the interior of the body, from head to toes. Knowing that science has shown recently what wisdom and traditions have known for hundreds of thousands of years, that being aware of the sensations of the interior body is a gateway to wisdom, a gateway to self-understanding, and even a gateway to empathy. An opening to a growing awareness to the interior sensations of the body brings a deep knowing into our lives. And knowing this, I invite you now to take a bit of a deeper breath. And as you do so, we'll let this segment of the rim go for now. And imagine now moving the spoke of attention from the second segment to the third segment of the rim. And this is the segment that represents our mental life of thoughts and feelings, memories, hopes, dreams, attitudes, longings. All of mental life is represented here in the third segment of the rim. And for this practice of the rim review, we'll do this in two parts. The first part simply resting in the hub of the wheel of awareness, with a spoke going to this third segment of the rim, inviting any kind of mental activity, any feeling, thought, memory, image of attention, hope, dream, anything whatsoever, to be invited into the hub of awareness. And just see what it feels like to experience these mental activities or lack of them. Simply whatever arises or does not arise. This is absolutely fine. And from the hub of the mind, let's begin that practice. And then the next time you hear my voice, I will be introducing you to the second part of this aspect of the RIM review. So again, just inviting any kind of mental activity into the hub of awareness. And now for the second part of this aspect of the RIM review. This time, again, we will invite any kind of mental activities to come into the hub from this third segment of the RIM. And this time I invite you to pay particular attention to the nature by which mental activity enters your awareness, stays in awareness, and then leaves your awareness. So you might, for example, study how a feeling first arises in your awareness. Is it sudden? Is it gradual? Does it come from one place or another? And then once it has presented itself to awareness, how does it stay present? Is it constant? Does it vibrate or does it come and go? What's its presence like in your awareness? And then how does it leave again? How does it leave your awareness? Is it sudden? Is it gradual? Or is it replaced by another mental activity? Or if it isn't replaced by one, then what does the gap feel like between two mental activities? So here I invite you to become a student of the architecture of your mental life. experiencing how things arise, then staying present with them as they are there and then as they leave your awareness. And now let's begin this process. And now I invite you to take a deeper breath and ride the wave of the breath in and out, knowing that you can always return to experiencing the mental life from the hub of the wheel of awareness. And I'd like to invite you now just to imagine moving the spoke over to the fourth segment of the rim. And this is the segment of the rim that represents our sense of connection with other people and other things outside our bodily selves. So let's begin with a sense of connection to those people that are physically closest to you right now. Perhaps the people in the house that you're in. And then opening that connection to those that are a little farther away from you right here and now. And then expanding that sense of connection to friends and family, not immediately next to you right now. And then opening that sense of connection to other people with whom you share learning. So for instance, those at school or in your classes or at work, your colleagues, teachers, clients, students. And then opening that sense of connection to those people who share your neighborhood, to the people who live in your city. So if you're living in Perth, to the people who live in Perth. Opening to the sense of connection to people who live in your state. And then expanding that sense of connection to people who live in your country. And then widening that sense of connection to all human beings who share this home called planet Earth. And then letting that sense of connection expand to all living beings who live on Earth and who share this home called planet Earth. And again, knowing that science has demonstrated that bringing care and connection of love and kindness, the intention of compassion from the inside of our inner worlds out into the world, actually not only brings well-being out into the world, but can also bring well-being inside our own inner lives. And with that, I would like to invite you to say the following words inside your mind if you choose to. And I'll say them in brief segments, and then I will pause so you can repeat the words in your mind, or out loud if you prefer, knowing that research has clearly shown that saying these phrases in your mind or out loud actually improves your physiological health and does all sorts of positive things for your sense of well-being. So with that in mind, I'll say these phrases, and please feel free to repeat them silently in your mind or out loud. And first we'll aim these feelings of love and kindness out to all living beings. So may all beings be happy and live with a joyful heart. May all beings be healthy and have a body that gives them energy. May all beings be safe and protected from all forms of harm. And may all beings live with a sense of ease that comes with well-being. And now I invite you to take a bit of a deep breath. And we're now going to take those wishes for kindness and health and well-being and bring the focus now to our interior, personal, bodily self. And I'll say the phrases, and if you choose, you can repeat them in your mind or out loud, using the word I for this interior self. So may I be happy and live with a joyful heart. May I be healthy and love with a body that gives me energy. May I be safe and protected from all forms of harm. And may I live with the ease that comes with well-being. And now I invite you to take a bit of a deeper breath, and we'll now move to one more aspect of our exploration of the Wheel of Awareness, knowing that this fourth segment of a sense of connectedness to others, even to ourselves, is a powerful source of feeling connected in the world and having meaning and well-being. And for the next part of this Wheel of Awareness practice, this is what I invite you to consider doing. So from the hub of the Wheel of Awareness, from this deep sense of knowing, I invite you to again send a spoke of attention out from the hub, only this time, instead of the spoke going somewhere onto the rim, this time the spoke will be bent around and will come back into the hub itself. So from the hub of the Wheel of Awareness, you are sending the spoke of attention out, bending that spoke around so the end is aiming back into the hub. so that you are focusing attention on the hub of awareness itself. And let's do that practice now and experience what awareness of awareness feels like. And now I invite you to find the breath again and just ride the wave of the breath in and out. And now perhaps taking a more intentional, deeper breath. And we'll let this whole wheel of awareness practice just come to a close for today. Noticing the sounds you can hear both inside and outside the room you were in. And if your eyes are closed, you can get them ready to open. Perhaps gently wriggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the room. So how was that for you? It's interesting, I've done this meditation many, many times. I work a lot with ADHD clients, and my ADHD clients love this because it actually gives them a lot of things to focus their attention on. Because as you know, with ADHD, your brain is just extremely active. So again, send me a text, let me know how you liked this meditation and what was it like for you to experience awareness itself, that final segment of allowing the spoke of awareness to come out of the hub of awareness and then turn itself back into awareness. Because to me, that is the best part of this practice. But if we can't get there, or you didn't get there this time, that's also perfectly fine. So again, remember going back to the definition of mindfulness, the 3 active components. It's on purpose, and think about what we were doing. We were purposely directing our attention to go on different aspects of the hub in the present moment. Everything was in the present moment without judgment. And there was that idea about just being like a curious scientist. Remember when we were in the hub of our the rim of our internal world, and I was saying that I invite you to become a student of the architecture of your mental life, just experiencing things as they are without any judgment. So thank you for attending today's class, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.